But when you look at the cuts to USAID, I'm wondering, is there any merit to what the Trump administration is doing? Does it feel like there's a broader thesis that will benefit America here?
It's really hard to find a thesis that holds any sort of water here, any sort of hypothesis of why some of the best money that we can possibly spend, the most effective money that we can possibly spend, is on the front end of a crises. And instead of doing that, which has been tried and true throughout our history, we've had 80 or so years of peace through this kind of diplomacy and this sort of humanitarian aid, as well as, of course, a strong military to back it up as well. The idea that we would unravel USAID, in a matter of weeks and months, and that and without any sort of real comprehensive look across the landscape and trying to figure out, what is worthy of cutting back on what and what isn't. You're seeing it in kind of the opportunities that I think China is seeing coming out of this, coming right into where we're leaving, and we're leaving a vacuum and they're coming in. So no, I can't really find any hypothesis that makes any sense other than a real understanding that the American people feel as though they would like to make sure that we're focused internally on us, and that we would like to be responsible to the taxpayer, make sure that there is no fraud, waste, and abuse in any area. And that I understand. I really do genuinely understand that it's my responsibility and the responsibility of our government to be here and make important and smart decisions on behalf of the American people for their domestic tranquility and their national security as well. And that's in fact what has happened. That's, I think, what the frustrating part for me as a lawmaker is these aren't haphazard decisions of where USAID, is or isn't. This isn't haphazard decisions over the VA or DOD or USDA or FDA or any of those other places. That's what we do here in Congress, and that's what the agencies do over time with their appropriated funding. And to come in and have what appears to be a singular group of unqualified humans come in and just, hack away at these and then redo and undo them is just it's honestly, it's fraud, waste, and abuse. You're watching it happen.
I spoke to the CEO of a global organization that works with refugee resettlements earlier, and her comment was that it's a threat to national security, effectively, because our partners around the world look to see if America keeps its promises when working with people like in Afghanistan. As a veteran, as a congresswoman, what is your perspective on that statement?
Absolutely the same. I had a chance to be at the Munich Security Conference a few weeks ago when I was in the audience when Vice President Vance gave a excoriating speech about the EU and NATO, and you could have heard a pin drop and the repercussions felt around the world for our NATO allies, for those who we are forming alliances with in the Indo-Pacific, for those who may or may not choose to join us in alliances in Africa or other nations. What I heard, was that America can't be counted on. And that is absolutely a threat to national security, because we have to be good to our word, good for our word. And you can bet that what people heard coming from Vice President Vance's speech in Munich was heard in Asia, was heard by President Xi, was heard by Taiwan and the Taiwanese, government. All of those kinds of things. The world is very, very small, and they have huge implications.